Jem and Amado are walking back to the village in the desert. It's about midday at this point, maybe mid-afternoon. They're walking back in silence. I think Amado's looking at this new sword, occasionally glances at it, he's very interested in it. And Jem says, What's wrong? You have a new sword. Where did you get it? It belonged to my father before me. It's a hunter's saber. So, he has passed it down to you? Yes, he has. It looks like a good, fine sword. If you wish to part with it, I do not. I understand. But if you do, let me know. I'll do that. Hurry, we must get back to the village quickly. Why? What is the rush? I need to get some rest. But tonight, I'm going hunting. Hi there, I'm Kenneth and I'm the Lone Dice Guy. You're watching my solo 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons adventure, normally as Ming, but today as Jem Lovec. So, here we are. Jem has come back to the village. She's gone to the ruins. She's learned a whole lot about what Khymer's plans are. He wants to use people's magical energies to basically make it to where he can stay in this plane without needing to be summoned. And so that's an incredibly horrible thing for a devil to be able to do. And Jem understands what's going on now. But at the same time, she had to fight her long dead father. He had been transformed into a wight. And so she fought him and did well and ended up inheriting his sword. The sword that she was going to inherit anyway one day, but now she gets it. And the good news is, it's a nice, wonderful silvered saber. A weapon that she can use quite handily. She has already used as a rapier. So this is something that she's super excited about, but it did come at a cost. She got to finally say goodbye to her father once and for all. She also got a little gift, a parting gift from the little mini dungeon there. Some kind of weird gem that has been embedded in Jem's arm or hand. We don't really know its power yet. We'll have to talk to someone that's a magician or talk to someone who has the spell identified to figure out what it is. And then finally, there is this undead creature that is hunting the village at night. Now, Jem understands that in order for, since Amadi let her go to the ruins, didn't stop her from going, that she's agreed to hunt this undead creature. It seems to be like a specter or wraith of some kind. And so she's prepared for it now. She's got her got a new hunter's sword, which is capable of hurting wraith and spectral creatures, and she's ready to go. So, with that said, here's our scene set up. Jem has come back to the village to rest, spend the rest of the day resting. So remember we said that we rolled that the creature attacked somewhere around 1 a.m. So that means that she's come back. It's mid-afternoon, maybe like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, or in the afternoon. I think she's going to go rest. I think she's going to go sleep, rest up for the journey. She knows she'll be up most of the night, so she does that. I'm going to give her a long rest. All right, so Jem wakes up around 12, around midnight, stretches, gets out of bed, her bed, actually, so her actual home bed. She's cleaned up a bit, I think, and she gets her hunting gear together, and instead of putting on her rapier, she puts on her father's saber, and so that's something that she's excited to actually use in battle. All right. So let's look at this creature a little bit. I'm using the monster manual from 5th edition. Sorry. Now, based on what we said, I kind of figured this would be a wraith. This thing. So it's got kind of a spectral form. They're made from the leftover remains of woe and misery and dread from people who have died. And so I think that's very fitting for this area. From what happened in the last 7 years ago, very fitting. This is going to be a major fight. So here's what I think happens. I think that Jem goes into the village, and the night watch are waiting. they've been told that she's going to be doing this tonight, and so they've been given instructions to point her in the direction of where it normally appears. I think Amadeus stayed up, or at least woken up again, and he's also waiting with them. I am grateful that you are willing to do this for our people. And I'm grateful that you allowed me to go to the village, go to the ruins. Truly. It was exactly what I needed. I am glad to hear that. Now, what can we do to help? Honestly, there's nothing you can do. If your own weapons had no effect on it, then I'm afraid it must fall to me. I agree. Then my night watch will show you to where it normally appears. It normally comes for the outskirts of town. It very rarely comes into the village itself. I understand. And they don't need to show me around. I know this village quite well. Of course, it is your home after all. Good luck. And please, I would feel horrible if you were to die. Please, do not die. Run away. It is not worth it to die. I want you to live. My people have worked hard to nurse you back to health. I understand. But this is my expertise, not desert spiders. I'll do fine. I'll be fine. Very well. He looks down at the sword at her hip. Were you wearing that weapon yesterday? No, it's a gift from my late father. A good man. I can tell. He leaves such good gifts to his children. Thank you. Now, please, go and rest. The next time you see me, I hope to have a good report of my victory. Of course. And so he walks off. The Night Watch go to their kind of post, I guess. And Jem's left alone. So, that's the scene. Let's roll against Chaos. I think, let's see, last scene, Jem was pretty in control, but she did, she got hit by a couple of the traps, and I don't think she expected her father to be there. And so, I'm putting Chaos rank up to 6. So, roll a d10. Got our scene set up. Let's see what happens. Oh dear, it's a 2. So that means that it's an interrupt scene. So, okay. Let's roll a random event. So, I don't like this already. It's 11, which is NPC action. Let's roll our event meaning action, event meaning subject. 12, increase. 100, information, increase information. Okay. I got it. I think that as Jem is walking through the streets, maybe to like the far side of the village where she knows some of the victims where the 2 victims live that have been taken before. I think that a couple of the Night Watch, after most of them have gone to their post, a couple of them come to meet Jem. And again, she says, "Oh no, I don't need your help. I can handle this on my own." And I think one of them says, "I'm not here to offer help in my arm. I'm here to offer help in information." Okay. What information do you have? I fought the beast, and I have seen it with my own eyes. With your own eyes? Yes. I know what it looks like. I can help you find it, but only with information. Okay, what information do you have? I don't know, what information does he have? 62. Inspect. 13. Inspect war. Oh, I know. I've seen its weapon. It holds a sword in its hand. Really? A sword? What does it look like? It is see-through. I can see through it, and it looks like a blade made of shadow and flame. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so what happens when it struck down a person. It was terrifying. It struck down a person and they dropped dead in an instant. And then their very soul was sucked out of them. And I saw the light swirl around their blade and it went into their body, the body of the creature. It is not a very good death at all. It sounds horrifying. I'm sorry you had to go through such a thing. It was so bad. Do not get hit by the sword. It will hurt more than anything else. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. No problem. Just please be careful. My wife was one of the ones that nursed you back to health. I do not want to see you die. I understand. What is your wife's name? My wife's name is Lily. Please, for her sake, do not die. I will not. Have a good night, and be safe. You too. And he walks away. So we know that whatever this creature, this wraith is, it has some kind of blade that when it strikes you, maybe does some kind of life drain kind of thing. Okay, so good to know. All right, well, it's now 1 o'clock in the morning. Jem's walking around the outskirts of the village, and nothing's here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll a d6, okay? And remember we said there's 6 hours, right? So if I get a 6 or higher, if I get a 6, that means I encounter the creature. If I don't, I'm going to move on to a d8. If I get a 6 or higher, I encounter it. If I get, then I'm going to move on to a d10 for each hour, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So it'll determine when we get the creature to hit. So 1 o'clock, 6 or higher, it hits. You're kidding me! You're kidding me! You're absolutely kidding me! Okay, I guess the creature attacks. So Gemma's walking through. She knows it's about the time they said it's attacked previously, and she's looking around. And I don't think she hears it. I don't think she sees it. I think she feels it. I think the hair on the back of her head suddenly raises up. She can feel this icy chill rise in her chest from her stomach. And she knows the telltale signs that something among the living dead is near. But what is it? Fate chart, does it get a surprise round? 50-50. Chaos rank 6. 86, that's a no. Alright, so it doesn't get a surprise round. So Jem feels it, and then she instinctively turns around, whips around, and there, about 10 feet away, is the creature silently approaching in the air. It's time to go. Let's roll for initiative. Alright. So, yellow is the creature, gold or crimson is Jem. Both have 5. Jem's initiative is +5. Right? Yeah, +5. That's 10. Its initiative is +3. So, Jem goes first. Wonderful. All right. So Jem sees this creature. I think she's coming out of the gate. She's gonna pull out all the stops. She knows that she knows that she knows she's gonna down this thing quick. She can't get hit by it. She's immediately pull out her longbow, and she's gonna cast. She's going to do the symbol in the air. Electricity again is going to swirl around her hand. Touch. She's going to touch the arrow. Then the electricity swirls around the arrowhead. She's going to fire at him. This is a bonus action to cast that. So now it's a fire action. She's got 11 to hit. Look at that. So 6 plus 11, 16, or 17. That's definitely higher than its armor class. She takes aim. Boom, fire. I think it's nighttime, right? So the arrow illuminates the sky as it streaks across like a bolt of lightning. And it hits the creature square in the chest. And does 4d8 damage. Yikes. Right, so here we go. Rolling for damage. 23 damage. Nice. Alright. So the boom shoots the air like lightning in the night, hits it in the square in the chest. Lightning erupts. all around it. It's doing that motion. But then the arrow is gonna just disintegrate. The lightning's gonna die down. Creature's gonna shake its head, lock eyes with Jem. His eyes glowing a bright crimson, and it's gonna. An ethereal spectral blade is gonna appear right before Jem. It's its turn, so it's gonna fly closer. Jem was only maybe 20 feet away, so it flies close and brings it down and attack. It gets 2 attacks. Yikes! So I'll roll for both now. It's. And as it moves, I can imagine it makes almost no noise. It makes it even creepier, right? All right, first is 16 plus 6. Yikes! So that definitely hits. 8 plus 6 equals 14. So 14 misses, but the 16 plus 6 definitely hits. All right, 4 plus 3, 7 damage to her. So she dodges the first one, but just as she's going to reset the blade, and she feels it pass through her, almost like a wind. But then she can feel like something grip her heart. It's necrotic damage that is done to her, and so it feels like there's no physical cut, but she can feel it inside of her. Even worse though, now she's got to make a save. If she fails, this could be really, really bad. She could be doing 48 damage, or getting 48 damage. So, Constitution save, her Constitution is plus 3, DC 14. Nat 1! Are you serious? Jem, what the heck? Okay, so, she's now taking 48 damage. Yikes. Oh, goodness. 6 plus 5 equals 11. Plus 8 is 19 damage, and then plus 3, 22 damage. Yikes. So, after the blade flings through this creature, it kind of like swerves his head like this. And Jem thinking like, well, it wasn't that bad. She feels it. She can feel part of herself. Memories lapse from her mind. And she sees this light go, it goes into the sword and it glows for a second. And the creature goes, like almost makes a ghastly, ghostly whisper, a moan. It relishes the fact that it has taken a part of Jem's soul. Jem's turn. I think she's going to fire her last, lightning arrow. So that did so well last time, and so it's now or never. She jumps back 20 feet, because actually, oh my gosh, the creature is within striking range if she does that. Yeah, I think she's going to do that. She's going to want to get back about 20, 30 feet. And so the creature gets an attack of opportunity. And it's going to miss. 4 plus 6 is 10. It's going to miss. Alright. So she jumps, she kind of backpedals a little bit. Again, it swings its sword. Nothing happens. It's now Jem's turn. Same thing. She pulls out an arrow, does the incantation, and the sign to see lightning come around her hand, touches it. Alright, she's got a hit. Plus 11 against AC 13. AC is pretty low, but again, if we didn't have magic arrow, this would be a problem. So here we go. 7 plus 11 is 18, so that definitely hits. Alright, so the arrow again through the air, hits it square in the chest. 48, 9, 23. And then plus 5, 28. Nice. Okay. So, she does it again. Lightning hits it. She's now cast her last 3rd level spell. We're down to the first and second level. Okay. So, she does that. The Wraith does that. Same thing. The arrow disintegrates upon contact. Now, because it does something different. It's at the lower than 20 hit points now. The sword vanishes entirely. Jem kind of stops for a moment. Like, what's he doing? And he's gonna rush her. I mean, it's gonna reach for Jem's throat. And so this is a straight attack without the sword. Plus 6 to hit. 7 plus 6 equals 13. Misses. Jem's AC is 16. So it reaches forward, and Jem instinctively just backpedals out, and it does this motion. Doesn't quite grab her. It's trying to. It gets one more, so it tries again. 12 plus 6 equals 18. That will hit. Crap. All right. So target makes a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. So same as before, DC 14, a Constitution saving throw plus 3. 19 plus 3, that's 22. Yeah, so she succeeds. So it reaches up, grabs her throat, and Jem just kind of finds something. She remembers the feeling of memories leaving her, and she just fights back. And the creature, she can feel it try to drain something from her. She can feel something drain her, but not as much as before. So 2d8 plus 4, that's 7 4 is 11 points of damage. It's still necrotic, but she feels it leave her, but not as much as before the creature has forced to let go. So, alright. Now Jem's turn again. She doesn't have any more magic arrow. So, she pulls out her father's sword, points it at the creature. I think the creature's gonna maybe hesitate a bit, step back, or float back a little bit. Maybe it recognizes the sword, I don't know. But still. And she's ready to go. Alright. She's gonna run up, take her 2 attacks. It is a silvered sword after all, so it can hurt this creature. Well, not with those rolls, it can't. 4 plus a 9 is a 10, 11, 12, 13. Just right on the money. DC 13, but the 3 definitely misses. So, alright, so one of the attacks hits. Okay? It is a D8. Okay, 2. Lovely. 2 plus 5 equals 7, so it brings it down to less than 10. It's now at 9. So she runs forward, swinging her father's sword. She's still not used to it, right? She's still not used to how it works and using it. And so she slashes through it. The first hit goes through it, and she can see light, where it's kind of a little bit of like sparking light when it goes through it. The silver's doing its job. But the second attack, she swings and it backs up because it clearly recognizes this sword can actually hurt it, and it's terrified. It backs up several feet. Alright, so it's its turn. It moves its hands like this, and inside, about a baseball-sized ball of black energy or some kind of necrotic energy, negative energy, whatever is forming. It grabs it, and it just boom, throws it at Jem as hard as it can. So it's going to make an attack. A natural 20. Lovely. So it definitely hits. It is magic, so there's no critical, but still. So the ball of energy hits Jem square in the chest. And she can feel this icy chill just go over all of her body. It's decrepit, and she feels memories slip from her mind as more and more, like this is really serious necrotic damage. 3d10 damage. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's not good. So 10 plus 6 and 5, so 10 plus 16 plus 5 equals 21. Yikes. So Jem's now down to less than 20 hit points as well. She feels it, like it's so her body is like she's shivering now, more than just the chill of the night desert air. The night desert air is more and more. She sees little wisps of light leave her body and flow to the wraith. She just, this hurts. This definitely hurts. It's now her turn. She does the incantation and the signs for the spell magic weapon, touches the flat of the blade, and shing all the way down it. She whiffs it through the air a couple times. The blade at this point, the silver and the blue light coming from it now, make it shine brilliantly, almost like a lightsaber pretty much. And she points it at the enemy and just snarls, and then goes forward. She's going to do her 2 attacks. Nice! So 17 definitely hits. I don't have to roll that. 7 plus 9 is 16. That definitely hits as well. Both attacks hit. Awesome. So that's 2d8s plus 5 each. So 2d8s plus 10. 8 and plus 1 equals 9. Plus 10 equals 18. That will do it. Sort of. So she runs forward, slashes, and just cuts this creature to ribbons. Like its ethereal body is bits and parts are going through the air and then kind of wisping and disappearing into nothingness. Finally, she cuts it down, and all that's left is a small little portion of it, maybe the head and a little bit of the torso, and it's floating in the air. So she looks at it, and she goes forward to drive the blade through and through to the other side, and she can feel the magic energy emanating from the blade, and it as it pulses out. The creature makes the first real noise it's made all evening. You know, and as it goes on and on, Jem can begin to hear the tormented screams of actual people. It's not just one voice, it's a cacophony, a whole symphony of human suffering coming from this creature's mouth. And she begins to become, she hates it. It's a very vile sound. But again, she drives the sword even further. And still, even louder. It gets louder and louder, almost to a deafening level. And Jem twists and twists, hoping to finally put this creature to rest and the souls inside of it to rest. And she pulls the sword out. Zing! And when she does that, she can feel her hand start to burn, like she's touched something hot. Quickly, she takes the glove off, and the black little gem that's embedded in her hand is glowing a bright blue, just like the sword. She holds out her hand like this, and the creature explodes, and all these different lights are swirling around, and they just fly into the gem on her hand, and she's sitting there as these ethereal lights and spiritual energy flowing in. Finally, it stops, and she's her hand burns, but again, at the same time, it's cold, a cold burn. But in front of her, she no longer sees this wraith, this creature. Slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 20, 30. The lost spirits of her village play out before her. In the front sit her mother and now her father. She drops to her knees and she realizes that the energy that has flowed into her hand was all of the negative woe and misery resulting from their deaths. It has been flowing into this gem. And before her, her family's, her clan's spirits look finally at peace. Her mother floats forward. My daughter, thank you. You have freed us from the trap that we were lost in, inside that vile creature. I'm sorry that you were the one to have to deal the final blow. Mother, is this really goodbye? Are you leaving? Father, my daughter, this is goodbye. You have wielded my sword wonderfully. It is now yours. Yes. I think her mother looks around. Where is your sister? Jenny, where is she? Mother, she's... No matter. Find her. Take care of her, please. I am worried about her. Please, help your sister. Yes, Mother. I will do so. You've grown up. Yes, it's been 7 years since you... I know, dear. I think at that point, several of the other villagers kind of crowd, like their spirits crowd around Jem. And there's this very sweet and warming moment. I think actually she feels the warmth from the love coming from their spirits. And it lasts no longer than 5 minutes, but there's a quiet communing with them and a final goodbye. And Jem feels the warmth into her heart, and she feels human. She feels normal. For the first time maybe in 7 years. The cold heart that she had turned to everyone else has finally warmed over. She relaxes and realizes that this is it. She'll never see them again. There is no saving them. There is no bringing them back. They're gone. And so she says one last goodbye. Father, Mother, I love you. Rest well, and I will see you on the other side soon. We will, my daughter. Take care of your sister and make our clan proud. Be sure to pass on the techniques that you have learned from us to the next generation. That burden falls on you now. Yes, Father. Good luck. Thank you. And I think at that point, the spirits begin to disappear. For 1 by 1, then 5 and 10, 20 by 30, 50. Finally, it's just her mother and father left. And they wave goodbye one last time before passing into whatever next world their journey takes them to. Jem takes a step back and falls down to her knees. Tired, weary, and quite hurt from the creature's necrotic damage. She grabs the sword in the sand, flings off the sand, puts it back in its scabbard, and walks back to her home. I think at this point also, many of the villagers that were awake kind of saw the whole battle, and they'll come out of their houses and they're like patting her on the back, saying, thank you so much, right? They're so happy. But Jem just goes home to her family home, gets in bed, and cries herself to sleep. She knows that she probably will never come back to this village again. Who knows? In the morning, she wakes up, grabs her gear, prepares traveling provisions, buying stuff from the local villagers. She knows it's time to head back to a monk that she has made a promise to in the mountains to meet him at his village. And so as she says her goodbyes to everyone there, I think Adami says this: "You have done us a great service. I do not know how else we can say thank you except a thank you. Adami, your family, your people, they saved my life. It was the least I could do." No. That was a much fiercer battle than I ever anticipated it to be. There must be something else that we can give you. Something. I know exactly what I can do. Hello, Toto. And he speaks the native language. And one of the medicine men, right, runs forward and presents a vial, a little glass vial to Jem with a cork inside. What is this? Some kind of medicine? No. It is the venom of the desert spider. Why are you giving me this? I don't need it. If you ingest it, it will have the same effect as you had before. So do not do that. Do not do that. But a small amount dipped onto the head of an arrow could have a very, very good effect in battle. I understand. Thank you. This might come in handy someday. I believe that it will. You are always welcome back here, Jem Lovec. This is your home, after all. We will keep your house in good working order. My shamans say all of the negative energy around the village has disappeared. It is now a wonderful place to live, because of you. Thank you. I might take you up on that offer someday. Your house will be waiting. Nobody will live in it as long as I am chief. And I think Adamo, his son, steps up as long as I take over from him. Thank you, both of you. I must be off now. I have someone I must meet. Wonderful. Have a safe travels and be safe. May the Maker watch over you and may the paths of destiny guide your steps. The same to you, my friend. And so, they part ways. Jem walks into the desert, back northward towards the mountains, where she is to meet Ming in about a month now. And so, Jem is coming back. And that is where we're going to end our session and our time as Jem Lovec being our focus character. It's been a lot of fun. I have enjoyed it so much. But alas, it is time to return to Deep Yord, where our young monk hero is in resting and waiting and hanging out with his dwarven friends. So, with that said, I'm so excited to get back to Ming. Maybe I'm going to get back. I don't know. Maybe I'll play another character's story. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But there is much to be done. And there is a battle coming soon that Ming is unaware of, that we, the players, are aware of. So this will be fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been a really long episode. I appreciate you sticking in with it. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow this channel for more updates from Jem and Ming and all the crew. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I'm really having fun. I really am enjoying this. I'm addicted to this, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. So, with that said, I'm Kenneth, the Lone Dice Guy. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. God bless.